already throwing my notes. Okay, let's get into this. When Alyssa called me and gave me the task of speaking today, she said, I have a topic for you. I want you to do why you're living, why now? And I said yes, because leaders say yes before they figure out how. And then I kicked myself in the pants for about a week because I didn't want to come up with a new topic. And I rolled in my head all of the reasons, because if I were really going to dig into this topic deeply, we would be here for weeks, because there is nothing like in living. There is nothing like our people, our product, our purpose, the legacy of Gary, all of these things, there's nothing like it. So I really had to dig deep, and I think, okay, I would never ask my team to do something I'm not willing to do. I would never ask Young Living people to go someplace I'm not willing to go. So why now? And I really had to look in the mirror, and I had to tell myself, Heather, you are getting old. And it's the reality, and what a blessing it is to grow old. What a blessing it is to be able to age. So I'm just going to take a quick survey. If you were under 30, would you raise your hand? You have so much beauty ahead of you. If you're in the 40 to 50-ish range, raise your hand. 50 to 60. Yeah. And 70s and up, fantastic. Well, the good news is that you're involved and use a product that works 24/7. Years ago, I had a young man attend one of my classes, and he said, I told my wife, we will never ever join another MLM. And I said, why? And he said, no other MLM makes sense to me. I said, tell me more. He said, we use this product 24/7. I wake up, I start my diffuser, I put it on my toothbrush, I start my diffuser in the car, I put oils on my body, we go to sleep with the diffuser. It's literally a 24/7 product for every single person in our home. What is even the point of some of these other companies where a product is used once in a while or once a day? So you're very blessed to be here. So what is so great about getting old? Well, studies have found the most productive age is 60 to 70 years old. The second, yeah, I heard that. Some people said yes. The second most productive, forgot to start. The second most productive is 70 to 80, and then 50 to 60 is the third most productive. A review published in the New England Journal of Medicine found productivity tops at 60, but continues into your 80s. And we know that Gary was productive to the last minute. Gary also led the example of constructing, not deconstructing. And I think our society today is so focused on deconstructing everything that they see that is wrong, that they're not creating something. So these productive people that we look forward to, I guarantee you, they're thinking about innovating, supporting, bringing people together. They're not thinking about ripping down the walls of things that other people believe. It's very easy in today's society to see where things are going and to look in the mirror and see my crow's feet and think my time of productivity or my sparkle, because I'm a menopausal woman, is gone. But stats say something else. And the products that are in my bathroom and in my kitchen say something else. We are just getting started. So what else? Thank you. What else did Gary know? Gary knew that someday, if we don't grow it, we won't have it. No other company owns farms around the world. Now, I'm not going to talk about farms because I'm going to give it to somebody else. But my hesitancy to hear about farms is actually a part of my story. And you don't need to take pictures of the slides. I'm giving everybody all of these slides.
Okay.
You're welcome. Gary said, I create a product for a purpose, not a profit. But here's the beautiful thing. We don't just have a product with a purpose, we have a business with a purpose. Because I fully believe that all of the skills you need to share your living and grow your business, it's a grow with you, scalable thing. You do not need to play brain games. You need to create community. The things that help keep us young are connectivity, purpose, good health. We have all of that in Young Living. My neighbor is 99 years old. She just now is at the point where she can't help other people. She volunteered at the hospital until last year. Can you imagine being in the hospital and the little lady that comes in to talk to you, a little candy striper with her little candy striper vest, is 98 years old? What has kept her young is service to other people. These are grow with you skills, and that's one of the beautiful things about this. If you want to grow your business in a certain way, you'll grow with the skills. It is on-the-job training. When people ask me all the time about building a business with Young Living, I can tell you, you have to do it. I can't tell you how to do it. I tell you, you just have to do it. And that means doing the same things over and over again, putting oils on people. When people ask me, so what does Royal Crown Diamond mean? I said it doesn't mean anything to the average person. But to you right now, I'll tell you, it means I put a lot of oils on a lot of people. That's what it means, help people. The business skills you need, and when I say actively connecting, we're talking about getting together with people. And there's multiple benefits to this, just as a side, because do you know that we share our gut biome with people we're around? So you want to be around healthy people, right? You want to be around people who are using their oils, because literally the health of your friends does rub off on you. Young Living also creates a business that encourages healthy habits, sustainability, ethics, and love, which comes to sacrifice. You will never see love without sacrifice. If there is the image of love and there's no sacrifice, what you're seeing is infatuation, delight, maybe, lust. There is no love without sacrifice. And that comes to why Young Living. Well, because the legacy of Gary is unlike any other. You are not going to find any product where the soil from which your product is grown has been watered by his blood, sweat, and tears. Where the products have been watered by the blood, sweat, and tears of people just like you and me. How many of you have been to a farm? How many of you have planted something on a farm? And you thought, as your hands press that plant into the soil, this is going to help somebody someday. This is going to help a kid sleep. This is going to help someone feel balanced. This is going to help people overcome something that's been a difficulty for them. You're not going to find that anywhere else. So as we age into this, what we need to know is what we hitch our wagon to, the star we hitch our wagon to is our personal brand. And a lot of people my age and older, we're like our vernacular is not thinking personal brand, because we think that is something just that happens for Instagrammers. But unfortunately, we live in a day where we are creating a personal brand. We know Gary created his. You just saw a fantastic, I love that video. Do you guys love that video? Yeah. We saw a fantastic video where it just gave us a picture of what that personal brand looks like. And when you stand for something and you believe in something, it is a part of your personal brand. I am so proud when someone comes up to me at our homeschool group or our church or our neighborhood or whatever and says, hey, I know you do Young Living. I'm so happy they noticed. I'm so glad that that's something that they know about me. Because if I am crafting my personal brand, I don't want to be all over the place. I want to be solidly with a company that I can stand with. So this whole personal brand thing, is interesting to me, and my respect for Gary is very humbling, because when I first heard of Young Living, I thought everyone that talked about Gary Young needed to have their head examined. Because I was first introduced to Young Living when my dad was dying. And there was a very kind lady who said, "Can I come and be a blessing?" And we said yes. We didn't know what she meant. I didn't know she was going to sweep the floor or bring soup, or we didn't know. But she came over and she anointed this sick and dying man. And my dad loved the experience, and he would ask for her all the time, "When's the oil lady coming back? When's the oil lady coming back?" And at the time I thought, well, the cancer's in his brain, so he's not thinking clearly. My dad died, and these oils that she brought us, my mom gave to me. And she said, "You can learn about this if you want to." And I was like, "Oh, okay, whatever." And I put a few on. 2 years later, I took a class from that woman. And I went into the first class, and it was about hormones. Now, I grew up in a midwifery school, literally. I had taken homeopathy courses, herbal courses. I thought I knew what there was to know about natural remedies. And so my thought was, why are all these people so, cultish about Young Living? Because there's so much else out there. What's wrong with these people? In that class, I thought, okay, I can get behind that. I can get behind that. And there was a break. And I left the class, and the next portion of the class was something like Why Young Living, and I didn't go in the very beginning. And one of my best friends was there with me, and she said, "Heather, didn't you sign up for that class?" And I said, "Yeah, but I don't want to go into that second part of the class, because it's like Why Young Living. They're going to talk about Gary and farms and stuff, and I don't care. Just tell me what they do." And she said, "Heather, everybody knows you have resting bitch face. If you don't go in, it's going to look really bad." So I went into the class, and I thought, Gary Young, Shemar Young, I really don't care. I didn't care. Then the next part of the class was oils and emotions, and I thought, okay, they've really lost me here, because they just need Jesus. And they started passing oils, and I thought most of them smelled really bad. They passed me oils with names on them that were offensive to my very red personality, like inner child. Whatever. They're passing oils, smelling them. I don't know why anybody would want to smell like that. Yeah, there you go. And then an oil was passed to me that broke me open in that moment. And I started crying. And it was not a dignified cry. You know the ladies when you have an emotional class, and there's the ladies that have the dignified cry, this one? That was not me. It was a big U-shaped table. And I collapsed on this table, and I started crying like a 3-year-old. I stopped the whole class. This nice lady comes over with her blue book. Do you guys know what the blue book is? That's another cultish sounding name. Releasing emotional patterns with essential oils. And I thought, okay, I'm in it. I don't know what's happening. She comes over with her blue book, and she opens it, and she starts calmly handing me oils, and she says, put this one on your head, and put this one on your liver, and put this one on your foot. And I do it because I want to stop crying. And at some point I realized everyone in this class knows who I am, because this is at a midwifery conference. Remember I told you I grew up in a midwifery school? So I can't besmirch my mother's good name or my husband's. And so I look up from my tears and I yell to all the women in the class, "It's not about my husband!" So I look at this woman, her name is Carrie. I look at this woman and I said, I know what's hurt me for the past 2 years. It's not that my dad died, it's that I'm grieving his childhood. It became so apparently clear to me, and it was very physical. Remember, I went in not thinking I was going to learn anything. I was not looking for an emotional experience. It was very physical. I physically felt something inside of me break. I physically felt something inside of me release. And I looked up at Carrie and I said, I'm grieving my father's childhood. And because she anointed him before he died, she knew what I was talking about. My father was sold by his own family, who was trafficked by his own family. And the fact that he grew up to be a phenomenal, sweet father who never ever laid a hand on us inappropriately was a miracle. But for some reason, in that 2 years since he died, in the moment of that class, all I could see was a little boy in black and white pictures I couldn't save. And that's all I felt until that day. So I went up to my hotel room and my timer stopped working, so I don't know where I'm at. I don't know where it happened. Sorry. Oh no, I'm good. So I went up to the hotel room where my husband was with our children. And I don't know how many of you know my husband, but he asks a lot of questions. And so I didn't have answers. But I woke him up and I said, listen, I need you to listen to me. I need you to not ask me anything. You're going to have questions I can't answer, so I just need you to listen and don't talk. Please just keep your mouth shut and listen and don't talk and don't ask me questions and just don't talk. So okay. And so I told him, I was like, and then I took this class and like they were passing oils and then like I just realized like this pain in my chest, which he knew what I was talking about, because in that 2-year time, I took myself to the hospital 3 times thinking I was dying. I don't go to the hospital. Like, I don't even call the midwife when we have a baby. I just yell at John. John, it's time to come catch your baby! I don't go to the hospital. But in that 2 years, I took myself to the hospital thinking I was dying of something. And they're like, no, lady, there's no problem with you whatsoever. Maybe it's anxiety. And I was like, no, this is not anxiety. There's something wrong here. So I'm telling John this story in the hotel room. And he said, you cried? I said, yeah. In front of people. Yeah, it was big. And he said, great, now they're going to think I beat you. I said, oh, no, it's the only thing I said. I cleared your name. And then I thought, wow, like, how did I get here thinking that all these people were in a cult? And here I am telling my husband that things were like coming out of my chest, to which he said, are you sure it wasn't breast milk? I know the difference between generational trauma and breast milk, thank you very much. But I remembered some of my other training. So when, we're going to start on the left. Do you know that the smell of a woman's tears lowers a man's testosterone temporarily to soften his response to her? You can Google this, cherries and rats. So there was a study done on rats where every time they ate cherries, they were zapped. All the other rats were allowed to eat the cherries. The zapped rats generation down would not touch cherries to the 3rd and 4th generation. Wow. Even though their offspring were never zapped. But the offspring of the zapped cherries would avoid the scent of cherries. Our limbic system is so powerful that a nursing mother, the composition of her breast milk changes hourly based on the way her baby smells. You know that really prime, how many of you have nursed children? Okay, I think there's only one person in this room who's nursed children longer than I have, but she's got 9 children. I nursed them till they're ready for college. So we're almost done. But there are hormones in the top of your baby's head that tell the woman's body less sugar, less amino acids, more protein, less protein, by the way your baby smells. You know that very primal instinct, you almost have to lick your baby. And as they get older, that goes away, right? And they don't smell so delightful. But when they're little and they're in your arms and they're nursing, you just want to eat their head. Anybody just want to take a bite out of their baby's head? Admit it, you do. I know all the women are like, I want to, but that sounds violent to take a bite out of your baby's head. Just admit it, you wanted to. There's a reason, because God made things to smell for our good and for His glory. There's a reason things smell. He didn't have to give a smell to these things. He did not have to do that. Why Young Living? Because it is the antithesis of everything terrible that's happening in the world today. We can't trust the products on the shelves. We can trust Young Living. We need relationship, Young Living. We need health in our own bodies, Young Living. We need to be able to hitch our wagon to a star that we believe in, Young Living. Our purpose, product, and people cannot be beat. Young Living supports global efforts and maintains standards of core excellence, sustainability, compassion, stewardship, and provides aid through the D. Gary Young Living Foundation through stringent supply chain auditing. YL ensures products are not only clean, safe, and the best available, but they're in line with the ethical standards to protect the environment and the value of human life. And as I said before, timeless, effective. They work for everyone. The other thing you get with Young Living is a people and a community like none other. Very recently, with the hurricanes in North Carolina, this family you see on your far right is the Boudreaux family, and they are very close to a lot of us. We love them dearly. There was a time where they had not been heard from, and they were very close to the very center of the storm. And the amount of love poured out to try to find them. Like, we had members from Young Living and other teams volunteering to drive out there and physically search for them. People calling people who were calling people who were calling people to see if we could find them. And Alyssa sent me this text and asked me to include it. This is from another Young Living Diamond to Alyssa, who is not in our team, is not in Alyssa's team, she's not in my team, she's not in the Boudreaux's team. I have been once again reminded of and blown away by this community. There is no other like this one. I have watched our leaders in all different organizations rally around a mama who has been diagnosed with cancer, gathering products for her, getting breast milk donations, and driving them way far and help store it. Then watching the care for the Boudreaux family. So many texts from members, and we live nowhere near Sandy, nor are we in the same organization. We've had this community hold arms in so many seasons, and it's all such a gift to see others experience the same. Leaders, all ranks, customers, the same. Grateful for this Team YL this morning anew. There is nothing like Young Living. Oh, look, my timer worked. And I'm almost done. So, why now? Because for every person in this room, statistically speaking, the best is yet to come. Isn't that just so comforting? I'm only getting started. I'm just going to give you a few examples here of some of the whys that I've seen. That's my daughter playing the harp. My husband didn't know I was going to include this picture. Do you see that angry looking man on the bottom left with his stellar beard? That's my husband in a musical. You didn't know he could do that, did you? Playing Mayor Shin. So it's just some of my family, and the kids in the blue are my kids. But that young man holding that baby, see that little baby's head? Lots of beautiful hormones coming out of that baby's head. My son did not lick that baby's head that day. But that's Sandy's baby, Sandy Boudreaux's baby, when she was just about 2 weeks old. And that beautiful redhead with the horse is Marlo. Marlo is the daughter of one of our members on my organization, who was sent home after multiple visits to specialists and ERs with a very scary cardiovascular diagnosis. Marlo does not have that diagnosis anymore. And then, of course, the pictures on your right is my team and some of my team leaders when we celebrated our Royal Carpet Day. And if I could compile all of the stories of personal success and health success and emotional breakthroughs from just those women alone, again, we'd be here for weeks, you guys. Weeks and weeks. So I just want to thank Alyssa. She is a phenomenal advocate for you. And I want you to know that Alyssa is for Team Young Living. So not only does she put on great events, she's just a fantastic leader. I also want to thank corporate for coming. You're going to hear from them. That QR code is on my slides. So you can use that right now and you'll have access to all of it. And that is the way to get in touch with me. I promise I have nothing to sell you. I don't want your email. I'm not going to enroll you in a program. I'm just literally giving you slides. Thank you guys so much and happy lunch day. Yeah.